Once someone says the word Yale, Stanford, or Harvard, eyebrows raise in awe and ears peak in interest. However, rather than focusing on the university's ability to prepare youth for their career, some students seem to get caught in the school's prestige. In doing so, less selective schools that are able to provide the same type of education are overlooked, raising the question on if it really matters where you get a college education.
Ivy League schools obviously are very prestigious because of the quality of the education.
Yeah.
So the quality of the education is very high. Probably the best you can get maybe in the world is a private school, private university within the United States. Okay? And then for anybody whose income is under $120,000 a year, it's free.
Yeah.
So for a lot of the students here at Morse, an Ivy League education is the most cost effective and is of the highest quality.
Through the school's connection with successful alums, top graduate schools, and renowned professors, they provide students with an array of opportunities that are able to elevate their chances of reaching their goal. And if you believe that the real value of college is graduating, then the type of college you go to will matter, because unfortunately, going to college does not guarantee graduation. Less renowned schools tend to have lower graduation rates than Ivy Leagues and highly esteemed public universities. According to the data collected in 2014 by the U.S. Department of Education, CSU San Marcos has a graduation rate of 48%, while University of California, Berkeley has a graduation rate of 90%. But the real issue is, why are more students not striving for top-tier schools?
I'm not really I don't have a set future and I'm not too confident in all of my answers right now. So it's kind of like I want to figure out and it takes time for me. So I'd rather be more comfortable in community, work, and take care of my family as well.
But do you think that there are benefits to going to Ivy League schools?
I'm sure there are benefits, but for certain students like myself, if you're not confident in yourself or in what you want, then you should build the confidence before you start applying to those places.
However, there are deeper reasons as to why this trend is occurring.
Berkeley and Yale, they were like, I was always like if I could, then yeah, sure, I would do it. But I see my other friends say Miguel and Ezekiel, Kendrick, I see them, I'm like, oh, okay, they're like leagues above, and I think myself, they can do it. I most likely cannot make it. I mean, I still did apply, and I got rejected. But maybe they downplay themselves and say, I can't do it. It's too high up there. Like when someone says Yale, they're like, oh shit, it's too hard of a school. I can't do it. So maybe they do that, and they think too little of themselves. And
it's a well-known fact that their acceptance rates are impossibly low, with Harvard only accepting 5.9% of their applicants, and Brown admitting only 8.6%. But even though the odds are stacked against you, more students are more advantaged than they believe. Ivy Leagues can admit students based on race, economic status, and gender, and they purposely try to admit those from low-income minority groups. So if they want you, why don't you want them?
I'm going to be attending UCSD in the fall of this year. I decided to go there due to my interest in my majors. It was either going to be an English major or some kind of engineering, and both of them fit very well on the campus of UCSD. Regarding my other schools that I got into, namely Berkeley and UCLA, they just didn't fit my needs that I wanted. So at the end of the day, I think I opted for a good choice, and I don't regret it.
I know kids who have gotten into Holy Trinity and Carnegie Mellon and places like this and then choose not to go. So there's a fear. There's an intimidation factor, there's a fear factor, and kids are just a little unsure of themselves. And that's typical of kids, who live kind of isolated lives in poor areas. It's typical. So the question is, how do we get kids to have the courage to apply and to go? Because the truth is, those schools are on the East Coast, except for Stanford, right?
The fact is that it matters where you go to college, and more students know this. We are capable of reaching greater heights. It's just a matter of fear and determination.